One of the great advantages of MantisProperty is the ability to use its built-in AI and automation to help your agency run more efficiently and help you get the most out of your contacts. In this video, I'm going to show you one of those features, which is the property alert system. This enables you to set up MantisProperty to automatically alert contacts in your database when new listings come on the market or when upcoming open homes or inspections become available for listings that they may be interested in. To get into this area, you go into email marketing, and we have three areas here: the property alerts, sales inspection alerts, and rental inspection alerts. I'll start by showing you through the property alerts. In the property alert system, this enables you to set it up so that it automatically sends details on any new listings you have to your contacts based on specific criteria. So I'll run through the different options here. The first one is the property alert status. Basically, you set this to active or disabled. If it's set to active, it will be running based on the criteria you set. If it's set to disabled, obviously, it's not going to be running at all. The next is where you choose who you want to send these alerts to. So you can choose to send to all the contacts, or you can send to contacts based on their criteria. So what the contacts criteria means is that, for instance, if you have a for sale listing that you've just added, and it's, say, a residential for sale listing, if you set it to based on contacts criteria, then it will only send to your contacts that have specified that they're looking for a residential property for sale. Now, this happens automatically when an inquiry comes in and is recorded, or when someone attends an open home. If someone makes an inquiry about a residential for sale listing, or they attend an open home of a residential for sale listing, then MantisProperty automatically records and knows that they're interested in residential for sale properties. The same goes for rental properties. If someone attends an inspection of a rental property or makes an inquiry about a rental property, then MantisProperty knows that that contact is interested in rental properties. So in here, when a property alert goes out, it will automatically detect if there are sales listings, and it will send those to people interested in residential sales. And if there's potential tenants, then it will send them the rental listings. And this works for both the residential and commercial sections of MantisProperty. If you want to set up a contact manually to be set for that criteria, you can simply do that by going into the contact, and I'll show you here. So we'll just do a quick search for a contact and bring them up, and you go into the requirements tab. Here you can click on add requirements, and then you can specify if they're interested in a residential for sale, land for sale, rentals, holiday rentals, commercial land, business, or rural for sale. And you can also select any categories related to the type of property that you're selecting, and you can also specify other things, like, for instance, if it's a residential for sale, the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, car spaces they want, even price ranges, that sort of thing. And so the property alert system, if you've set it to only send to contacts based on their criteria, it will be looking at these on each of the contacts to determine who needs to be informed about which listings when they become live. And as I said before, when someone makes an inquiry about a listing, or if they check in to an inspection, it automatically determines that they're interested in that type of listing, and so it will automatically add the requirements for that type of listing. Each contact can have multiple requirements, so you can have contacts that have requirements of, say, a residential for sale and also a rural for sale, and they might also be interested in businesses for sale or commercial property for lease, that sort of thing. So you can set up as many as those as you want. So we'll jump back into the property alert system. So here you've selected who you want it to go to. So obviously sending to all contacts will send to every single person in your database. Send based on contacts criteria will send based on what their criteria is set up as I've just explained. The good thing about sending based on contacts criteria is you can ensure that residential for sale listings only go to people that are interested in those. Rental properties that come up only go to people that are interested in those. And other things like businesses for sale or commercial for sale or lease will only go to people that are interested in those. The next option is to select whether you want the listing alert to send daily or weekly. If you select daily, it'll send out at the time you've specified every day if there is a new listing available. If you select weekly, then it enables you to select the day of the week, and you can also select which time, and then when it hits that day of the week, it will check for any new listings that have been added since the previous time it sent the property alert, and it will send those out to your contacts. The next is where you can select who you want the email to come from. So this way you can select the default agency email address, or if you've got someone specifically within your agency that you want it to show as sent the property alert, then you can set it there. Under that is the subject line. So this is the subject line that will show up in their email. And then beneath this is the actual email content. So we have a couple of placeholders here. We have dear name, and the name being the hashtags with the word name. So that will be replaced with whatever the email greeting is set up on that contact. If you don't have an email greeting set up for that contact, then it'll use their first name automatically. And then where it has the hashtag listings placeholder, that's where it will actually put the listings. So it'll put a photo and a description, and when the person clicks on those listings, it'll actually take them to a landing page with a photo gallery, all the information on that listing, and a contact form. And if they fill in that contact form, it will automatically come back into MantisProperty and record as a new inquiry on that specific listing. So that's it for the property alerts, and they will basically send out, based on the criteria you sent, if there are any new listings that have been added. So that way you can basically set and forget this, and then whenever you add new listings, it will send those out based on the schedule that you've set in here. The other two alerts we have are sales inspection alerts and rental inspection alerts. These are pretty much the same thing, except the sales inspection alerts will send out an email to everybody based on the selection that you've set here to let them know of any upcoming open homes for listings for sale. So say for instance, if they're interested in a residential for sale listing and then you've added any open home that's coming up for that listing, then they'll receive an email to let them know that an open home is coming up and the date and time and what that listing is, so they can view the listing, make an inquiry, or turn up to the open home. Again, this works based on, you can send it to all contacts or on the contacts criteria. So here, if you've set it to contacts criteria, it will only send residential for sale listings to people interested in those listings, commercial for sale if they're interested in those, etc. The third and final inspection alert is the rental inspection alerts. So here it's the same as the sales inspections, but again, this is for rentals. So here you can have upcoming rental open homes, and they will go out based on when you've set it to send and the time to send and the criteria of who you want it to go to. These are pretty easy features to just set up and then forget about, and know that your contacts are automatically being contacted with relevant information on any listings or upcoming open homes that are occurring for anything they may be interested in.